There's a few different good ways to figure out what champion you should permaban when you're playing League, and I'll be getting into that in this video, but to clarify at the start, this is a very insignificant part of your climb, but I still want to make a video on it because it's a common question. Starting off with the first way is if there's a particular champion that you have a mental block against. Doesn't matter if the champion's good, bad, picked often, not picked often, if it just really tilts you anytime you see it, you should probably ban it. Technically, you could play against the champion a bunch or play it in normals to try to figure it out better, but you could also just save yourself the trouble and just ban it. However, this is of course assuming that you only have one champion like this in mind. If you have this with multiple champions or a lot of champions, then you've got an entirely different issue. You'll have to be a little bit deeper in your search. Another way is going to stat websites such as u.gg, op.gg, lawlytics, whatever one you prefer, and then look at pick rates for your rank in your region. You want to be very specific because that'll show you how often you're going to be affected by the champion you choose to ban. So sort by pick rate and go from the top while working your way down. As soon as you find one that gives you trouble in your games that you find particularly annoying, that's probably the one that you want to ban because that's the one that's going to be showing up the most often. And just because it has a high ban rate doesn't mean you shouldn't ban it either, because if it has a high ban rate and it still has a high pick rate, then it's probably going to slide through the draft if your side doesn't ban it. The last method is kkmet.com. This website has a whole bunch of cool options, but the main one I'm concerned about is enemy view. Once you click on that, it'll give you the option to enter in your summoner name. Mine already pulls up Aberrant Spectre, Aberrant Demon. You'll probably need to update it. After it's all updated, you should have a whole bunch of information about the champions that you have played against. You can even sort it if you would like to the last 90 days, 30 days, whatever period you want to choose. You can also choose your position and the enemy position. So let's say you're playing jungle and you want to see what jungle champions are giving you issues. You can do that and then it'll be a little bit more specific. Now, of course, unless you've played a ton of games and you're using the all period option, you're not going to have a super high sample size for each of the individual matchups. So do take it with a grain of salt. But it's at least a way to start getting you thinking about what champions tend to show up a lot that you don't really like playing into. You can also choose your specific champion because some people may care more when they're having to first pick and they know that they're going to pick a particular champion. Like in my case, typically when I'm first picking, I'm going to pick Zac. And so then it'll show me specifically as Zac which champions are giving me issues, or I could even put multiple champions if I want to. Hopefully with all of this, you have found a way to determine which champion that you should ban often. But as I said, don't overthink it. It's not that important in your climb. It's just a small little detail. Don't be that guy that's asking teammates to ban a whole bunch of champions because they can't accept that they only get one ban.